I'm gonna say no to that. I'm gonna say no to that too. We're not ready for him. He'll catch up. He'll catch back up. Yeah, I can't do that. He's not giving up, is he? We're hardly touching him. He's skull, so no. Unless we can lure him to the city where the other people kill him. That'll work. Or he kills the outlaws. That'll work too.
Now you shall pay.
Shoot him. Keep bringing him over here.
What did you think was going to happen?
Come on, guys. The group effort.
Now you shall pay.
Come on, guys. Come on. I don't want to shoot these guys. Yes!
There's no... That's better.
So you can listen. I won't make that mistake again.
You won't need this anymore.
Pathetic remnants of degenerate old
A cheap way to do it, but I got it.
Stop being an asshole.
Where's the hunter?
How can that be?
I was hoping he'd kill these guys too. At least some of them.
Yeah, it needs to be totally reworked. If you can get the spares. I am going, all right?
Wick is dead.
Wick is dead, but I found the ID cards on his body.
Dead? Shit. I told him whatever was there wasn't worth the risk. But Wick would do anything if it would mean him getting 2 shards he could tap together. Ah, well, give me the blank ID card. I'll work it up for you now. So, done. 1 fake ID ready to go.
All right.
Give me the counterfeit ID.
Okay, wait a second. Your image has to be added there first. So, done. Here's your ID. And this is the ID for Cooper. Take it to him. But make sure the clerics don't see it, see him, or see you handing this over. And do it as soon as you get in there. He's been at risk too long as it is. We don't need him being held, or worse, turned into a vegetable by the suggesters.
You want to cross him? You're crazy.
All right, so we're gonna go on the back route maybe, and not go to the main gate. 11:30 already. Jeez. I'm almost tempted to take a day off of work and stream this longer. I'm really enjoying this game. It's getting, well, I'm fighting stuff that's skulls, but it's getting a lot easier. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick save here. Before we do the quick save, let's do our level up. So, do 30 int, 35. Oh, I can't do more than 35? Oh, because it costs 2 attribute points now, I bet. Yeah, yes, it does. Okay. Not yet. I want to see... So I have enough to do this. So I can do crafting, I can do modified weapons. Chemistry I want. I have enough. Do I need any more int for any of this? Yes. Ranged weapons I do. Any cunning. Okay. Lockpicking. Yeah, I need more cunning. Alright. Yeah. Okay. 35. Rest in int. Okay. $22 damage compared to my 28, so no. No different. No gloves, no neck. Alright, so save. We can get in with this guy.
Halt! Nobody is allowed into the city without an ID.
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear?
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to go in the front. I was hoping that we could just go through that one. Let me in,
Halt. Not a
shiny
step
guy.
further. No one is allowed into the city without an entry permit.
Want that armor though? There you go.
I have an entry ID. Let me through.
Really? I thought I knew all the ones that had been issued. And you were here asking about getting ID before. So tell me where you got this one.
It's mine.
It's mine. I was issued one after all. Must have misplaced it.
All right. I'll believe you this once. I've got to be wary. That desert gang of outlaws is always trying to find ways to get by me. Oh, and there are some rules I need to tell you before you enter. First, stay away from the generators. Nobody but the technicians is allowed access to them. That sort of security is why we need to keep an eye on IDs. So if you meet someone who's in the city illegally, report them to us immediately. And Eric will take care of them. We can only keep peace in the city if we all work together, and we keep the city secure. That's what was laid down by the Great Council of Magalan. And the Great Council gave the clerics the responsibility for guaranteeing the city's independence. That means everyone is welcome here, until they cause trouble. So keep the peace while you're in there. Our suggesters are busy enough without you adding to their workload. And that's it. You may pass.
What is a suggester?
What's a suggester?
Our suggesters are the reason things remain peaceful in the city. If someone causes trouble, then they're either thrown out, see a suggester for reorientation, or both. But don't worry, it's a positive experience that will leave you happy about life. Even so, I recommend avoiding it.
Mention the council.
You mentioned the Council of Magalan.
The Great Council, yes. You'll have to speak to Judicator Alois if you want to know more about that. I'm not that well informed on my history.
We're gonna find Eric.
Where can I find Eric?
Just go straight down the path into the inner city. You should find him there.
I heard you hold people prisoner if they can't prove their identities.
I heard you hold people prisoner if they can't prove their identities.
Of course. Need a valid ID to enter or to leave. It's important we keep the right balance here, and that we can hold people accountable. We've worked hard to keep things running here. We can't start letting people flood in, or the troublemakers will take over. Anyone who tries to get around with ID is given straight to the suggesters to be taken care of.
Hello.
Who's Alois?
Alois is the judicator in charge of the city. You'll find him in the castle. He likes to stay close to the generators.
What's happening in the city?
What's happening in the city?
Nothing right now, but it's simmering. You can feel it. There was something building even before we let those Alp separatists in here. They just lit the touch paper. But hey, we're supposed to be a sanctuary, so someone decided to open the gates and let the separatists in.
How many separatists are there in the city?
How many separatists are there in the city?
Too many. Once an alb, always an alb. They still hit Elex. It's just a matter of time before they turn back. I don't know what they want in the city. I'd heard a bunch of them had set up a base in the west of Abessa, so they could have gone there. If we weren't so busy here, we'd have tracked them down and cleared them out of Abessa. Last thing we need is Zakor thinking we're harboring rebels.
Nice. We gotta look where this guy is so we can give him the ID. This way, huh? Can't be seen giving it to him. Stuff here I want to steal.
Quit sneaking around.
How did you see me?
Quit sneaking around.
What do you want? Do you back the clerics here, or do you want them gone?
I'm for the clerics.
I'm for the clerics.
You think they bring security? That they protect us? They say they're here to keep things safe, to keep order. But it's obvious they want to drop their neutrality and extend Ignadon's control into Abessa. Not allowing anyone in or out of the city. That's just the start of it.
Your companions
You think
leave
that's
you in
because the
here?
Alps are getting closer? Or that those followers of
unhappy?
Kalan really want a backdoor for invasion?
This guy likes it when I'm more evil. Survival looks like you can talk people into stuff. The Albs are more of a threat than the clerics.
The Albs are more of a threat than the clerics.
Executions, converters, torture. Believe me, I know all about that shit. But those guys are only interested in Elex, and as far as I know, there isn't any more here in the city than there is elsewhere. So why should they show any interest in attacking a fortified position to get it, instead of sweeping up all there is out there?
The Albs want all the Elex. All of it. No matter where it is.
We won't get in their way. We don't want Elex. They have to see that. They'd be attacking us for nothing. No, it's the clerics.
Hunter sent me.
Hunter sent me.
Why didn't he come himself?
He was afraid he wouldn't be let out of the city again if he was caught.
You mean he was afraid the same thing would happen to him that happened to me? Fuck it. At least the suggesters haven't found me yet. Did Hunter give you something for me?
Yes, I have something for you.
Thanks. I was starting to think that I would never leave this stinking cleric-infested dome. I don't know if Hunter promised you a reward, but here's something for me in any case. You've helped a good cause. Trust me.
Alright.
That will do little for us.
Is there anything out here? Anybody I can talk to? A lot of outlaws. Climber than pumpkins. Wait, alright, I lied. Nope, okay. Had to test it. Had to test it. Nice when nobody's yelling at you like, ooh, man. Riley, who are you?
Hey, you. You don't have any broken energy weapons, chainswords, or anything like that? That sort of thing is my business. So if you find any, bring them to me. I'll give you good prices for them.
Trade.
Let's trade.
Okay.
Ah, well. Well, you got garbage.
Did you lose something?
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
So, you come here from Goliath?
Goliath? No. I was exiled to the valley before I came here, but I hid myself in a crate and got brought up in the lift.
You escaped in a crate?
Cleric order says every resident in Abessa get free food from Jorg starting immediately.
Yeah.
I wonder if I
those
can
idiots had
join the
no
clerics in
idea
here.
I was in there.
Daryl.
Ah, the gift and treasures of travel, for it brings new encounters. So what are you? Merchant? Bounty hunter? Or a nobody, like most people out there?
I'm not in a faction.
I'm not in a faction.
Well, guess you're one lonely son of a bitch then, aren't you? Here, before you start begging for help, consider it a gift from the Duke. You gave me enough that I can share.
Thanks.
Don't thank me. Thank the Duke. If you end up in the desert in Tavar, you can thank him in person by joining the Outlaws.
I don't want to be the outlaws.
Are you here to seek shelter or to cause problems? This area is a sanctuary for refugees. There's nothing here for reavers, recruiters, or troublemakers.
What's wrong with you? Have I done something to piss you off?
What's wrong with you? Have I done something to piss you off?
Call it experience, but those in need and those willing to help don't normally question my motives.
You always so edgy?
Are you always so edgy?
You know you wouldn't need to diffuse things if you didn't get people wound up in the first place. Damn, this is like being back in Goliath all over again.
What brought you out here?
What brought you out here?
This is a place away from the war. A place people can make up their minds without being pressured to join one of the factions. If the people here wanted to join a faction, they would have. But some people aren't ready for that. Or they've been cast out. They have to go somewhere.
So there's no faction in charge here?
Well, the clerics keep order, but it's not like the Hort where entry means you have to join them. Here you can forget about factions.
Zidane trying to conquer a
You're a
vessel?
berserker. Is Zidane trying to conquer a vessel?
I don't answer to a
Blow
dad.
torches, really loud.
And these people belong to no faction. They belong only to themselves. I stand as their protector against anyone who would force them to do otherwise. My only connection to Edan is my magic. I wish it was more, but wishes don't make things so.
Been exiled?
Have you been exiled from Goliath?
Exiled? No. There are those in Edan who want to use my magic for their own purposes. Ever since my power started to grow, they changed me. Their mana changed me, and that change just won't stop. I'm becoming stronger and stronger. It is terrifying.
That's true.
If that's true, why don't you use your power?
I do, I have. But sometimes it overwhelms me. That's why I fight alone. If I lose control of a spell, there's a chance I could kill anyone and everyone around me. The warlords wanted to test me, try my powers, to harness them. Now I need to find a solution myself. But to do that, I need to study the properties of Elex, to learn more about it.
I could use
someone like you.
Oh, do I get another companion?
Use? There's a word I've heard too much. Well, count me out. I'm not interested in being used.
Oh.
I could help you.
What do you know of what I need? What do you know of how to help me? Elex marks people. Mana, chems, exposure from food tainted by it. It stays with people. You have its mark on you. You're different somehow. What is it about you?
My irresistible charm. I took Elex to the past. I'm not different, you must be mistaken.
I'm not different. You must be mistaken.
Yeah, don't lie to me. I don't care if you take chems, if you've tried magic, that's not the issue. I care that you're hiding something, so tell me the truth.
I took it.
I took Elex in the past. Is that what you're seeing? Or is there something else?
Took it? You were fed it. You were an Alb soldier. Well, it seems we have something in common. We've both been fed Elex in one form or another. It's changed us. And neither of us know what that means we are now.
What do you think?
What do you think? My offer still stands.
And what exactly is it that you're planning?
I am going to end this war by taking the fight to the Elexitors. And I'm trying to put together a group skilled enough to win that fight.
And you think I'll take part in this?
In return, I will help your quest to find the Elex you're searching for. Then you can improve your magical abilities. You said yourself, the longer you are here, the more you fear your powers will overwhelm you. The longer you stay here, the more danger you put these people in. If you really want to protect them, you need to leave.
Even if that's true, why should I leave with you?
I was an Alb. I know Elex and I know magic. I know the impulses that follow you even during sleep. I know the nightmares and the problems of trying to control power that really wants to control you. And I know what it's like when all that is taken from you. We can help each other.
And it's not like I have other options. Not in the long term. You're right. I'm hiding from it here. I need to get out there and find a real solution. I'll wait by the main gate, and we'll see if your actions can match your words. You should stock up here before we go.
I will meet you by the gate.
Just don't keep me waiting, or you might find I change my mind.
A poor choice,
We need to
strategic.
sort things out with those traders and get more supplies in.
I've heard a lot about that. I'm not sure I believe it.
What do you want from me? To drive me off?
Calling that down, that's really loud.
Or maybe
Whatever.
even have me killed. You don't scare me. Your people are a plague upon this land. Although, there is something different about you. Do you usually spend time with people like us?
I was an elf myself.
I was an Alb myself once.
Yes. You stopped taking Elex. That is rare. Which makes me question how you did it.
A little bit more than that. Thank you.
Hey, you. Hey,
You look terrible.
it's you.
Yes, Frank. It's me, Jax.
I heard they shot you down. That you were dead. Apparently that was wrong. But if you're here, does that mean you're a separatist now? Will you stay here and support our cause? I'm sure you would be very welcome.
What cause?
What cause?
We've broken free from Zakor, from being slaves to Elex. And we've worked, persuaded people to allow us into the city. And now we're here, we are working to be allowed to stay. Would you be willing to help us?
Sure?
I will give you my support.
Good. We have to stick together. People blame us for this war, even though we left Zakor to escape it. They will doubt us until the day peace begins. I mean, they don't even trust each other. Among all these warring people, all these different agendas, We, you and I, share a similar destiny. It's the only way anyone will survive.
What goods you got?
What goods have you got?
Please tell me you have guns. Nobody has any guns. You just have some spells. Don't need any of that.
What makes a real man?
Been over here? Oop. Trap door. Do anything with it. Oh, I feel sorry for you, stuck in there.
I will notice if anything goes missing, all right?
I doubt it. I'm gonna guess they have... I just stole their attention, thieves. Residents of Dome City, recent succession of thefts is a threat to us all. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious behavior to the authorities. Keep your valuables secure. Do not trust. All right.
You can forget it, Brabeck. I serve everyone here.
Save yourself some work and some pain by doing what I say. Let those assholes drink piss from the gutters, and you keep your supplies for the real people.
What do you care who I serve? I still serve you, even though the other people complain about it.
So you are taking their side, are you?
I'm on
So,
nobody's
I have to go.
side. I'm just getting on with my job.
You had better reconsider this.
Reconsider
going.
what? One wrong word
go.
and the clerics will throw you out of the city. So do us both a favor and calm the hell down.
This isn't over. I will come back.
When you do, make sure you bring some shards. I'm sick of giving credit and I need the change, all right?
Is that so?
Hey, come over here. Let's get a drink together.
Right here. What are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating?
Victory over the Alps! Or do you have another reason to celebrate? Because any reason works for me.
Victory over the Alps?
Victory over the Alps?
Well, imminent victory. Got to be, hasn't it? Or don't you have any confidence in us? Don't say the wrong thing now. You got to believe if you want to succeed.
Keep drinking, you're not going to beat anyone.
If you keep drinking, you're not going to beat anyone.
What the? I was being hospitable there. Now you're opening your mouth and inviting someone to shut it. And I am so close to plugging it for you. But because you're new, I'll give you a chance. One final chance. If you get the next round, we'll stay good friends. So, what'll it be? Are you gonna take it in the teeth or feed it to the liver?
No, and do I want to cause trouble? So much want to cause trouble, but I didn't save it before I talked to him. Show me.
Show me what you've got.
A fighter. Let's have you then, fighter.
Oh! Oh my god, what's the range on that thing? You're not helping? I didn't even hit him. I swung. Ouch. Okay, my weapon's put away. I didn't want to go hack at
traveler. Is your throat dry? Are your feet aching? Whatever your problem, I have what you need. One good swig will cure all worries, and that's guaranteed.
I heard your fight.
I heard about your fight with Brabeck.
Ah, forget that guy. Every city has someone like him. You just have to ignore them. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Trade?
Do you want to trade?
You don't really have anything going. How's business?
How is business?
Now that everyone is paying credit, roaring. Not many people aren't happy to pay on credit. It's me that's holding the bill and hoping to get paid before I run out of supplies. Speaking of which, do you know where I can get any food supplies? I'll pay real shards to get more food supplies in.
You need supplies, and you'll pay for them. I'll remember that.
You need supplies, and you'll pay for them. I will remember that.
A promise is a promise. Great. Thank you. Your heart is in the right place.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
I'm gonna need to sleep. There are no trainers here? Put that in here. Good morning. Get her health. Reserve, okay. Okay, so where have we all been? Came from up here, didn't I?
If you're here for the food rations, then I'll tell you what I told the other 100 people. Someone must have been making a joke. I don't have anything to sell or give out, so you can just turn around and leave.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
The free rations. The free rations, as if there would ever be free rations. Ah, but you're not here for that, are you? Then I'm sorry. I have been the butt of a joke that has left me rather angry, and I thought... Well, I'm sorry. It's just... I'm just so sick of it. The belligerence between the berserkers and outlaws. Everything was simpler when I was a cultivator in Goliath. We had laws and everyone obeyed them. Why can't people just all work together?
Why don't you go back?
If you feel that way, why don't you go back to Goliath?
No. Those days are gone. I left willingly to establish a world heart here in Abessa. But when it became clear that the seedling wouldn't grow, Caleb decided that we would remain here. And whatever Caleb says is best. But now, no. I can't go back. We went against orders from Goliath. If I go back now, they'll just stick me in a cage, no questions asked.
I think we just have... castle to look at. Thought they'd have trainers here too, maybe not. We'll have just a cigarette to the side. Vivian.
Did I invite you?
I don't...
What is it you want?
Who are you?
You first. Come on. Who are you? There is something that is familiar about you, but I can't quite place it. No matter, I suppose. All people are welcome in Abessa, as long as they are prepared to forget their past. Even Albs are allowed in here. I think
What am I looking
Albs
at?
would be perfect people if they weren't so emotionless. But then, that is why they are the only faction I have never belonged to.
You want to become an elf?
What do you mean? You mean you want to become an Alb?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
The Albs would never choose you. I doubt they would even sully their converter with your miserable carcass.
Oh,
What would you know?
How'd you join the clerics?
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. So, I grew up in Goliath in Edan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, Bajar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
What happened to your...
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate. I think what the Berserkers want to do with Magalan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Edan again.
Where'd you go?
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then... I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws, and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Edan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
And now you're a cleric.
And now you're a cleric?
When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
Pleased. That's good.
You should think about leaving.
I should. It's the only place left.
Hey, you.
Let me guess. I'm not allowed into the upper quarter?
What? No, everyone's allowed to move about freely here. I just have a question for you. You got here recently, right? I just want to know what things are like outside the dome. What's going on out there? Are the Albs attacking?
There are raids?
There are raids, but there have been no major assaults recently.
I'm sure that's just the calm before the storm. I just hope the dome holds. There's a lot of people depending on this dome of mine, so they pass us by like a river around a rock. Kalan gave us the knowledge, and now look what we've achieved. A safe harbor for all people. The clerics and Ignodons say we've strayed. I say we've found the true path.
The dome?
You built the dome?
I designed the plans for it, then we built it together. My name is Eric, by the way.
Oh.
Chief engineer here in the dome. I'm in charge of all the generators and technicians who oversee them.
Why don't the clerics?
Why don't the clerics have a dome like this in Ignodon?
The dome requires immense amounts of energy, and the fluctuations in it have to be constantly balanced. The technology is complex. That means there's no way to cover the Hort with a shield like this. Besides, the cliffs around Hort give it a natural protection.
In this dome?
Can this dome survive an Albatech?
Of course. Why do you think we built it? As long as we can maintain a constant energy flow, then they can't get in. Unfortunately, achieving that isn't so easy. Some of the energy regulators are starting to malfunction again.
Sounds dangerous.
Malfunctioning energy regulators sound dangerous.
Of course they are. Outside of frying yourself if you try to adjust them. If we were attacked right now, the whole dome would go critical.
Broken.
About the broken energy regulators.
Help you?
I will help you with the energy regulators.
I wanted to do it myself, but do you really think you could handle it? So, let's find out who you are. You should go to Ignodon one day. You could be a good cleric. Yeah, I know,
Okay.
I left Ignodon behind, but they could offer you better training than I could. I have the energy regulator here. Please, take it to Lutz and help him to install it. Come back to me when you're done.
About the broken energy regulators.
What will happen?
What will happen if they aren't repaired?
If just one regulator fails, it could mean an emergency shutdown for the dome. Otherwise, the discharge it would create could kill a whole lot of the people the shield is supposed to be protecting. But whether it's a discharge or an emergency shutdown, both scenarios would see us defenseless.
How many?
How many energy regulators are broken?
Well, all of them. I've sorted replacements where I can. But Lutz hasn't received his yet.
Alright.
Am I crazy, or is our generator power fluctuating?
The B-series was never very reliable, you know that.
Alright, well we are going to end it here for the night, since it's past midnight. We'll continue doing this area on Thursday. Maybe I'd be able to join the clerics. I don't know if I can meet somebody here to join the clerics or not. But we got quite a few quests we need to get done also. Yeah. Alright, we'll end it here. And we'll same time on Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just like thank you all for spending some time here. If you did enjoy this, hit that like button. And if you are new here and like to see more content like this, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.